I mean, kind of 2 points for me on this. Number one is the lifetime value. We always describe it as an output metric, right? I mean, it's again, if I had to just give you an LTV, okay, it's nice conceptually, it's profit per customer at the 3 month mark, at the 6 month mark. But if you start getting into like, how do I use this metric to improve my business, or what levers can I pull to actually influence this number? Then you got to start talking about, pretty much what that phrase is, right? You got to start talking about input metrics, because an LTV is the result of all the other stuff that you're doing right or wrong in the business, right? And so I would always think about LTV as kind of three separate major categories of things that you can that influence it. Number one is going to be how many people come back and buy again, right? An obvious one, which is customer retention rate. So that's clearly a really important one. Number two is how many people are coming back in that specific time frame, right? That, because again, you're after a 3 month LTV or a 6 month LTV. The third thing is the margins ultimately, right? Because you can have somebody buying from you literally every single day, but your lifetime value is not going to grow, right? Because this is on a profit basis. If your margins are zero, your LTV is not going to grow because this is a profit calculation. So again, then if you break it up and you think about, okay, how do I increase retention? Right. Let's talk about the ways in which we can run some experiments to try and do that, right? And the various ways of trying to do that on Amazon. If you want to talk about trying to get people to buy, instead of buying every 6 months, let's try to get that number down, right? Let's try to get that number to 5 or 4 or whatever it may be. And so that's things about cross-selling and catalog selection, and 3 things you can do to help improve that. On the margin side, that's going to be a lot tougher to do, right? Especially in this environment. How do we improve your margins? Well, that's going to take a long time, and so there's fewer things you can do on that side. I totally get that, but that's the way to deconstruct the lifetime value, like, and then break it down into, that's what are the retention levers and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's really important. On your